All right. So we worked on this playlist idea the other day. I broke this down into steps. Cohort B seems to agree with the general structure of the assignment. So let's roll with it, right? So step one, are you working as an individual or as pairs? If you're working individually, you need to have at least three songs be fully analyzed and a minimum of five songs included in your playlist. If it's in pairs, you need five songs to be analyzed and seven minimum in the structure of your playlist. However, if you get carried away or you want to continue and branch off and do something a little bit more creative, you can have more songs. That's fine. Step two, identify a specific purpose for this, right? This is going to guide your research process. So, um, probably the easiest in terms of understanding, but maybe the most difficult in terms of finding specific songs would be picking and highlighting one specific civil rights issue, right? And so all of the songs, regardless of era, genre, whatever, they center in on that particular issue. Um, and then option two would be the thematic playlist, which you'll have different songs or sections of the playlist cover a variety of issues. There might be some or all of these. So you might try and cover economic equality, suffrage issues, access to education, racism, sexual discrimination, gender discrimination, stereotyping, microaggressions, um, political oppression, any of those issues, that's fine. Um, but you would need to order that in a weird way. I don't know if the order necessarily matters, but I would say try and cover each individual issue evenly. So you're going to do one song for each. If you're going to do two for each, if you're only going to cover three of the issues, make sure they're all covered fairly and equally, so we're not unconsciously valuing one or the other. And the last one, which could be interesting, would be the evolution of civil rights coverage in music, right? So having songs from different eras, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And I'd even say if you want to interpret the evolution of civil rights coverage in music to be how different genres cover it. So if you wanted to do a country song, a rap song, a rock song, go for it. That's fine as well. Um, so I'll let you be a little bit more loosey goosey with option three. Just make sure you're covering a general movement of music, right? The most important part of this is what your analysis should look like. So um, I think that in your playlist, right? So you might have a cover item, right? The order of your playlist, the artist, and where we could find maybe links to it, right? And then afterwards, right? You'd have like the lyrics and the analysis. So you copy and paste the lyrics, and then you'd start breaking it down in a paragraph or two explanation for the songs you're analyzing. Cool. And in those paragraphs or two, you need to discuss the message and purpose of each line, verse, or chorus, the overarching agenda of the artist, and then contextualize the artist, which would mean like when in their career did they do this? What's their purpose? What happened to them to make them want to do this? Um, did specific events happen or situation that they were involved in propel them to make this song, or did they work their way up through the music industry and waited until they had enough of a platform to finally discuss the things they care about? That could also be part of it. Okay. On the bottom half of the thing, I'll talk about how I want this ordered. Okay. Your cover art, the least important part, I would argue, is just trying to reflect the overarching purpose of your playlist into some sort of artwork. But I'm not overly concerned with that bit. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions.